Well, you're wrong. Slim's gonna knock him out, actually. I changed my prediction. Slim KO.
Hitman.
4th round.
Sniper,
right hand, right to the dome. Regardless, in my heart, I want Dillon Danis to win. I want Dillon to win. So I've said it before. If Dillon wins, Dillon winning is better for influencer boxing than Logan Paul winning.
Yeah.
I've pondered many nights, sleepless nights, in fact, looking at the moon, at the stars, thinking, what is this fight going to be? And I've come to a conclusion.
What is it?
This is based off my unbiased prediction.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Last Round Boxing Podcast. You got me, Ruda.
Got me, Pablo.
Yep, Asael.
And this is the Last Round Boxing Podcast. We have, I would say, arguably the most interesting week this week in terms of boxing. Biggest influencer boxing, for sure, by far, of this whole year. We got double main event, Logan Paul, Dillon Danis in the one, KSI versus Tommy Fury. Very excited for this fight, for both, not just for those, but also for the entire card. It's a really stacked card. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, highly anticipated, man. Like, I know this has been in the works for a while, and for it to finally, fight week, I'm ready. They've done a great job marketing it. There's been a lot of face-to-faces, not only the main events, but also they were able to get some people from the undercard to do face-to-face. Great marketing. Dillon Danis obviously been carrying, and I'm just excited. Just like you said, stacked card. It's not just the main events. I'm really looking forward also to a lot of the fights on the undercard. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's easily probably the biggest influencer card of all time. Easily, I don't think. I think the fact that we also get Slim and Salt Papi on this card makes this event much bigger than it already was. Because maybe that was probably like the missing piece. To kind of cement this card as the greatest card of all time. Just adding that. Probably one of the most anticipated fights. In influencer boxing. So yeah. We're all very excited. I'm very excited. Kind of want to see everyone's demeanor during fight week. See if anything changes. See if the nerves start settling in, because that's what happens.
Yeah, we still got a press conference.
Yeah, the press conference. Then we also got the weigh-ins. We got a lot of things to look forward to this week. And then obviously we got fight night on Saturday. But yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. There's some big fights on there. Some fights I've been wanting to see for a while. Some things that, KSI wants to prove, Dillon Danis wants to prove. All these fighters want to prove something, so it's probably the right moment for them to do it.
Yeah, and before we start getting to the all KSI and Dillon Danis, Logan, and all them, let's start with the undercard, though. Let's shine a little bit of light on them. Which one of the fights are you guys mostly looking forward to?
From the undercards, I'd say I'm most hyped for Deen the Great and Walid Sharks, the rematch, because their first fight was amazing. Like, it was one of the best influencer fights of the whole fucking history. Like, it was a really good fight. There was like 4 knockdowns in total. A lot of drama, a lot of bad blood. These guys come to fight. They actually have skills. And they also talk a lot of shit. So, that makes just for a more interesting fight. And I'm excited to see, my personal prediction. I got Walid Sharks.
Walid Sharks.
Getting his revenge. Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we just go through the whole card? Let's first let's start off with the tag team, and give our predictions. Okay. So let's start off with the tag team. Let's do NichLmao versus the Pineda Coladas.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think is gonna win that one?
Ooh, I gotta go with my boy Los Piñas Coladas, if that's how you say it. Pineda, always such a character. He's kind of interesting dude. Super tall, looks like a skeleton. And it's almost as if you can't hate on the guy. You know what I'm saying? Just everything about him, I like. B-Dave. I think B-Dave it's we would probably be the weaker out of the two, but I still have them over NichLmao and his other partner, Wasabi. Yeah.
Yeah, I got I'm gonna have to agree too. I think the Los Piñas Coladas are gonna win. I think that Wasabi is gonna be carrying the match. You know, he's more experienced. I'm not expecting that much from NichLmao. So I think when he's tagged in, you know, Pineda is just gonna go crazy. B-Dave always goes crazy. You know, he'd be throwing those like flurries. So I think they're gonna be able to edge it out. I think it's gonna be a close fight though because close fight. I don't know exactly how they're gonna score, but it's Wasabi. You know, he's underrated. I think he actually comes there to fight. He puts some hard work in. So I think he's gonna do well. But I don't think his partner NichLmao is gonna do that well.
I see NichLmao in his last fight. He didn't look that bad, but I just think it's a tag team match. It's not a one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? I think Los Piñas Coladas, they have that chemistry. You know, from the previous fight, which they came out victorious, and also just hanging out and just kind of kicking the shit with each other. You know what I'm saying? With their promotional and stuff like that, they seem like they have good chemistry, and I think that will go a long way in this tag team match. Which is why I believe they have my stamp of approval.
Yeah.
I think this fight is gonna be close. You know, NichLmao made his debut fighting Jay Swingler, and he, you know, for his debut fighting against back then, you know, the champion, you know, at 168, and making a name for himself, even though he lost a very controversial decision. And then he followed it up with when he won the 4-way, the Survivor tag. You know, he won that thing too. So NichLmao right now, he's in good form, you could say. You know, 2 wins, or not 2 wins, but 2 good performances. You know, and I'm more than certain he's looking to continue building off of that. Meanwhile, you have, you know, Wasabi, who, like you said, he's always there to fight. You know, he's very underrated, very just overhated, I feel. You know,
people hate him.
People hate him. You know, he's one of the most hated influencer fighters out there. But I genuinely like Wasabi. You know, he's, like you say, he's in there to fight. He's always there to show heart, grit, and he's not afraid to throw. And we also have, you know, Pineda, you know, who came from nothing, essentially as a
bum.
A bum. He's essentially, that's what he is. But, you know, he's likable. He's very innocent. He's sweet. Nice guy. You know, he just gives off a good vibe. And then, you know, B-Dave, very aggressive type fighter, made his debut against Pineda. And he's been trying to build off from that too. But if I had to give my predictions, I'd probably edge it towards the Pineda Coladas. Mainly just because I just see Pineda, you know, stepping it up. Showing everyone that KSI's win is aging like fine wine, man.
That's what they all be saying, man. So I think it was just at the end of the day, it was mainly a thing of Pineda was, first of all, in that fight, he was just like super low confidence. But like now that he got over that and he's actually fighting like these other guys, he wasn't, when he fought B-Dave, he wasn't scared of B-Dave.
No.
So he was able to perform better than how he performed against KSI because he wasn't nervous. And I think as time goes on, he's gonna keep on gaining more and more confidence and be able to, like, you know, actually like fight how he fights, you know. And I guess the win is gonna age perfectly.
And I really think it's just experience too. You know what I'm saying? When he fought KSI, that must have been the biggest stage in his career up at that point. Especially, you know, was he main event?
No.
They did a double main event, or the, you know, where KSI fought him at the end. Yeah. So I think after that, I think he learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to get over the nerves, because that first fight, you know, that wasn't really that wasn't the Pineda that we are accustomed to seeing him now. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe I think we're all in agreement. Los Piñas Coladas will come out victorious in this tag team matchup. Next up, we have, who we got?
We got MyMateNate versus Whindersson Nunes.
Ooh.
So the Brazilian is coming back from the Brazilian superstar. He's coming back for his after his loss. Redemption. Yeah, redemption time for him after his devastating loss against King Kenny. Completely one-sided. So we'll see how that affects him. But he's going up against MyMateNate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys are quote unquote Kenny's sons. If you want to put it like that. This is gonna be it's kind of a random one, to be
It
honest,
is,
on the
right?
main card.
Kind
Yeah,
of a curveball.
yeah, like okay, I understand Nunes in there, but like throwing him against my mate Nate was just out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
It was just okay, it's very just miscellaneous, very random. But yeah, my mate Nate, he's obviously fought before. He had 2 fights. I think he was undefeated coming into the Kingpin tournament before he got stopped by King Kenny. And then Nunes was coming off the biggest hype train known to man, bigger hype train than Salt Papi. I feel huge hype train. So both of these guys are coming off a loss to the same guy.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's looking kind of funny. But yeah, I'm not as interested to see this fight. I'm more interested to see the outcome, I guess. Not really about the fight in general. I want to see like how they went or just who
How
wins.
they look.
How they look. Actually, yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. How they look, But if I were to give a prediction, I'd say Nunes should win, honestly.
Yeah, I'd edge it towards Nunes. I mean, he seems like he's comfortable in the ring. He's shown, but like obviously he's like they overhyped him way too much. You know what I'm saying? They were thinking he was like the next guy to like I don't know what they were saying. They were saying some crazy stuff.
He already had the whole country of Brazil rallying up behind him already.
Yeah, it was insane, and people were just talking crazy about him. And then King Kenny absolutely schooled him, like completely horribly. So Whindersson Nunes, yes, he is a decent fighter, but let's make no mistake, he's not a god or something where he's just gonna start running through these guys. But I think he should win. I think he definitely has more skills than my mate Nate. Definitely has a lot more supporters, and yeah, I'd say I'd give the fight to him.
Yeah, I'll give the fight to Nunes, but I think when he fought King Kenny, I think it showed like he's more of a brawler, more of a just come forward. I hit you, you kind of hit me, or let's tough it out, man to man, in the center of the ring. I think my mate Nate doesn't possess those qualities that King Kenny has, those boxing qualities and stuff like that. I think he's more of a also doesn't have the same experience as King Kenny or even Nunes, but I just think Nunes is a lot tougher. I think also from his previous fight with King Kenny, he kind of got embarrassed. He has a whole country behind him. His whole country saw him get his ass whipped. I think now is his road to redemption, and I think this is a perfect stage for him to show that.
Yeah, you just can't let that slide, man. You know what I'm saying? In front of your people, you just got absolutely schooled. And he didn't even do anything about it either. Like,
No,
it's not like he let he just smiled, like let it happen. I was like, man, like throw some punches, bro. At least redeem. Like even in that fight, he could have redeemed himself by letting his hands go, saying F it, and just like start swinging. But no, he shelled up and just let King Kenny take him to school.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think he's gonna. I think we might see a little different Nunes. You know what I'm saying? The Nunes that we first originally saw, in the Kingpin tournament. So yeah. To be honest, I think we should pray for MyMateNate. I'm not gonna lie, because those Brazilians are gonna want MyMateNate's head. So.
Yeah, I think when they added Whindersson Nunes, I think it was a smart plan. Because this fight's gonna the event is gonna be massive, huge. Because Whindersson Nunes is a superstar. Like we've just been saying this whole time, he has a whole country rallying behind him. So it's gonna be. I wonder how many Brazilians are actually gonna go to the fight. Because do you guys remember in the Kingpin tournament, he was the co-main event, yeah, and after he fought, everybody left.
Poor Gib, man.
Yeah, poor Gib, man. Like the main event wasn't even the main event. So I wonder if a lot of Brazilians are gonna get in here. And then after Whindersson fights, it's just gonna be empty.
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
it's in the UK.
In the UK, KSI rallies the whole country too.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
But it would be funny if that did happen.
Yeah,
I'd be like, bro, what the?
Dude, everyone would shit on the prime.
Oh, they would
They'd
shit it.
be like the most anticipated fight or event. Overhyped. No one went.
It'd be bad.
Oh my gosh.
But no, yeah. So we all predict Nunes.
I think Nunes
is going to win.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So we're all in agreement for these first two fights. Yeah. All right. Now the next one on the list, King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor.
Oh.
Now personally, I think this is where it gets a bit more, more juicier,
Yeah, it does.
more, there's something more to it because you got two guys who are, who are regarded as the top 10 pound for pound, right, for the influencers, and this is very, it's a very close fight. Oh, it could be a close fight, but, I'm edging it towards Anthony Taylor. Slightly. Right now, slightly, but I wouldn't be mad if King Kenny wins. And I feel that King Kenny's team has everything in their books well, they already kind of know what Anthony Taylor's going to bring. Taylor's not really anything special either. He's just a come forward, make it dirty, aggressive type fighter. And like what he did against Salt Papi, I feel that's what we might expect to see from Taylor again, but this time against Kenny. So if Kenny has a smart team, a smart coach, people backing them, they should have already, been working on ways to neutralize the hugging, the dirtiness, the come forward type of fighter that Taylor is. And, that would just allow Kenny to just do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I think on paper it's kind of like 50-50, right? You got King Kenny boxing abilities, you got Anthony Taylor who comes and his backstory, he was just a what do you call it? Just a fighter, you know what I'm saying? That gets called like last minute for these to fight these prospects and whatnot. But I think I don't think it's gonna be a close fight. I think it's gonna be Anthony Taylor. It's not even gonna be close. I just think Anthony Taylor, especially with his last win against Salt Papi, he definitely has his self-confidence should definitely have risen all the way past and broken through the roof, you know what I'm saying, against a guy who, Salt Papi is good. I just think they overhyped him a little bit, but Anthony Taylor really shut not only Salt Papi up, but also the critics as well, you know what I'm saying. He made himself a player in this division. So, and between Salt Papi and King Kenny, I think Salt Papi possesses, a lot more power, and if Anthony Taylor was able to do that against a guy who possesses power in both hands, I don't think he's going to respect King Kenny at all, who doesn't really possess that power, or that one-punch KO. I'm not saying King Kenny doesn't hit hard, but I just say he possesses mostly on, mainly focuses on, boxing and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm in agreement as well. It looks like, yeah, because I don't think it's going to be close either. I think it's going to be a UD for Anthony Taylor. I think, King Kenny seems to have a lot of flaws, man. Seems to have, especially with those pressure fighters. Especially with someone like Anthony Taylor, who's really experienced, not only in boxing, but also he was a failed MMA fighter too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, huh. he did MMA. That's how he was known. That's why people, he was regarded as a real fighter, but he kept on losing it anyway. But yeah, he's like rugged, tough. Goes into the fight, makes it dirty, and that's one of the things. I think a lot of these influencers, when they're in training camp, right? They're sparring, they're doing all these things. They're trying to get the fundamentals down, and that's good. You should be doing that. However, sometimes you're gonna fight some guys that don't care about the fundamentals and want to make it rough and want to make it dirty. Anthony Taylor is one of those type of guys. King Kenny tries to fight pretty. He tries to fight with the jab, moving around, jab, moving around. That's cool and all. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people like Anthony Taylor don't care. And they will go at you, just come forward, throw punches, hold you, you know what I'm saying, make it dirty, some low blows, maybe get a headbutt in there, everything, anything. And we've seen before, and King Kenny tends to not do that well against that type of fighter, that type of style, those pressure come forward type of styles. And I think Anthony Taylor has that style, but even better than King Kenny's previous opponents. So I think King Kenny's just a bit too much this time.
Yeah, and I think not only that, but Anthony Taylor is pretty smart in being able to. He knows his pros and cons. He's short, stocky, but he's not afraid to get in there. Not only that, but he's also smart enough to kind of neutralize his opponent's strengths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. So I really don't see him cowering or having really too much trouble with King Kenny. I would only say if King Kenny is able to stay mostly on his toes and stuff like that, moving around, using the whole ring, I think I could see him having a better night and Anthony being able to struggling to being able to cut him off or something like that. But other than that, I don't see how it can't go for Anthony Taylor.
I mean, that's the game plan that King Kenny should be striving for. You know, fighting out on the outside with his long distance, long range, keeping on the jab, fighting off the back foot. The thing is, that's very difficult. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a very hard style to learn, even for boxers who've been training for years. You know, it's one of the hardest things to actually fight off of your back foot. So if we're expecting King Kenny to just perform a masterful performance of boxing off the back foot with the jab, sharp counters, and just getting out of range, that's going to be difficult, especially with a guy like Anthony Taylor, who is not going to stop.
No, definitely not.
You know, King Kenny definitely has a lot of hype going into this fight. He performed beautifully in his last fight in Kingpin against Whindersson Nunes. So, you know, I'm sure he's feeling himself. You know, the crowds are feeling him. Crowds are finally buying into him again. People are saying he's living up to his potential. He's growing and growing. But I think this is just too much. I think Anthony Taylor, too experienced, too rugged, and is going to be able to get the victory.
Nice. So what? That's 3 fights that we're all in agreement for?
Are we brothers here or what? What the?
Moving on. Next up, we got the Slim versus Salt Papi fight. Now, we've said our predictions on this before, but let's reaffirm them again now that it's fight week.
Final predictions.
Final predictions going into this. I'm still predicting Slim, the Hitman, you know, to get that. I don't think it's going to be a KO. No KO. I think it's going to go to decision. But I still see Slim winning this fight, you know.
Oh, okay. I like Salt Papi, man. He kind of reminds me of Pacquiao, not because they're both from the same country, but
just because he's from the Philippines.
They're from Philippines as well and stuff like that. But not only that, but you can't hate on Salt Papi. Just his whole transformation from being a TikToker who could
run in place
to now losing all the weight. He looks like a transformation from Majin Buu. You know what I'm saying? The fat version. And now he's the skinny evil version. You know what I'm saying? This is Salt Papi's I wouldn't say his prime, but yeah, his final transformation, his final transformation. This is Salt Papi, he's definitely learned a lot, especially from that Anthony Taylor fight. I'm just gonna assume looks like he's been in the gym active this whole time. I'm guessing he's also been perfecting his craft. But man, we're talking about the Hitman, Slim. You can't count him out, bro. You can't count him out. He's got dynamite in both hands. He hits hard. He doesn't stop coming forward, and he has one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen out of these other influencer boxers. Man, he just doesn't stop. He's got this tenacity in his eyes, that fire burning in his heart. He just doesn't know when to quit. He just doesn't stop throwing, And I think with in respects to him, this fight wasn't even supposed to really happen, and then the last second it happened. I think he also wants to stamp or he also wants to kind of stand out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Especially almost like a big FU to everyone, KSI, Mams Taylor, who were saying, bro, you're pricing yourself too high, you're not worth it. I think if he's able to come in and beat Salt Papi, it would be really good. So that's what I'm making my prediction is Slim.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to disagree for the first time, man. I'm with my boy Salt Papi. I'm riding with big boy Salt Papi. Gangster, you know what I'm saying? He's a Yakuza member now. I'm going for Salt Papi, man. I think, like you said, I mean, everything you said was true. Slim, this is a close fight, right? It's not like I'm saying that Salt Papi's going to knock him out or something. It's going to be an easy fight. This is a 50-50 fight. Very hard to choose. Both guys have their pros. Both guys have advantages. Both guys have reasons to win. So this is one of those fights I'm really excited for. But I think Salt Papi can pull it off, man. What really sells it for me is his dedication to the actual sport. Because you can see clear evidence of it. Just like you said with his weight loss, it's a clear evidence that he is in the gym putting in work. And even before this fight was announced, we knew he was going to be fighting somebody on the Prime card. And he just, all his stuff is just him posting in the gym. That's a great sign. That's one of the best signs. He's in there perfecting his craft, putting in that hard work, so that come fight night he can shine, he can perform. I think that he learned a lot in his loss against Anthony Taylor. So I think he's coming in more hungry, coming in better experienced, knowing what to work on, knowing his flaws, and correcting them in the gym. So I'm expecting, like you said, a final form Salt Papi. I think that the first few rounds are going to be difficult because Slim is the bigger guy. He's the longer guy as well. So it's going to take a while, I think, for Salt Papi to get his range. But I think he's going to be able to get him with the counters. I'm not expecting no knockout or knockdown. I think both these guys are going to be able to take each other's punches. So I think it's going to be, I'd say a split decision. Split decision to Salt Papi.
Well, you're wrong. Slim's gonna knock him out, actually. I changed my prediction. Slim KO.
Hitman.
4th round.
Sniper,
right hand, right to the dome.
What is it, a 6
Nights
rounder?
out. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even sure either.
Actually, don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it gets to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
When the bell rings, we'll see.
When the bell rings. Yeah, when it shows up right there, the names in the rounds. All right. Oh, well, that's the first one we disagree on, but that's all good, Now we move on to the next one, though. The anticipated rematch. Deen versus Walid. Now this one, I think we've talked about this one before too. Yeah. We have, like you mentioned earlier in the podcast. This is probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, fight of all time. For influencers. Just a clear one-sided demolition from Walid, and all out of nowhere, Deen comes out with the right hand and clutches it up and saves his own ass, Yeah. But yeah, so now's the rematch time on the Prime card. I think we're gonna see different games from both of these fighters. I think I believe Deen's gonna come out trying to stick to a game plan. What that game plan is, I don't know. What his keys to victory, I'm not really sure. Because it was really hard to say because Walid just dominated that first fight. Anyways, regardless of that, I think Walid's just too much, too strong, too experienced. And I think he has his number. I believe Walid's going to get his get back. I think he's going to knock him out, actually. He's going to stop him. He's going to stop him. That's my prediction. A Walid KO victory.
Oh, I mean, given the chance, opportunity, Sharks definitely has that power to knock out Deen. But I just think Deen is going to be a lot more smarter this time. I don't think he's going to try to engage. I think he's going to try to box a lot more.
So run.
It's called boxing, bro. I think he's going to try to use a lot more of his legs. Because he can't stay in a firefight. Yes, he knocked out Walid Sharks, but God was looking out for him because that right hand came out of nowhere. It saved him in the long run. But, yeah, I think he's going to be avoiding exchanges and whatnot. But I still think Walid is going to be on his ass the whole night trying to knock him out. I see this as the Walid decision, split decision win for Sharks.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right as well. I think I'm leaning towards a Walid UD decision. I actually don't think it's going to be as dramatic as the first fight.
No.
I think definitely Deen. Listen, I think Deen has been running for a while. I think he knows deep down Walid is a better fighter than him overall. So what I think he's going to try to do is, like you said, run across the ring, and then try to catch him with a counter while Walid comes in. Because he knows Walid really wants this fight. He really wants his get back. I could tell Walid is very pissed at himself that he let Deen the Great beat him the first time because he was winning that fight so clearly. So I think Walid is going in there with a chip on his shoulder and so much anger and I want to get this man out of there. But usually when you go into the ring with so much emotion, especially trying to knock out your opponent, it doesn't happen. It's hard. So you got to be calm in there, free flowing, just go with the flow. And I think Walid is just a little too emotional for it. So it might impact him a little bit. And I think Deen knows that as well. So he's going to be trying to box him, running around the ring with the jab. And then whenever Walid gets too frustrated and he starts overreaching, I think then he's gonna try to counter. But I don't think it's gonna be that successful.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be mainly Walid like landing some glove punches, chasing him from corner to corner. Deen throwing shots here and there, not enough to win rounds. So I think Walid is going to win the fight, but I do not think it's going to be as dramatic as it was. It's being hyped up to be.
Yeah, so Deen is just going to run?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Avoiding. So similar to what Charlo did with Canelo?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much,
yeah. He's just going to be trying doing that and then try to counter like Charlo was trying to do.
Yeah.
Like once around.
If he could.
Yeah. Bro, so.
Yeah. You?
Oh, like I said, I think Walid's going to knock him out. So I think we're on agreement though. Yeah, Walid. Yeah, another agreement. Wow, we have Walid taking the victory over Deen and getting his lick back. Now going up to the main one, the big man right here. We have the first main event card or the main event fight. Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. Now this one's a little tough because you have Dillon Danis who
an unknown.
He's essentially we don't know.
Wild card.
Yeah, we don't know anything about this man. I mean, you can look at his Bellator fights or whatever.
Yeah.
To check out his striking, but then again, that was years ago.
Like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago. And I mean, you could say striking isn't the best, but and many things can change throughout these 5 years. So we don't know. We don't really know what he's gonna bring. Meanwhile, you have Logan Paul, who even though we know what he's gonna bring, has yet to prove it with a win.
Yeah.
He fought KSI twice, got a draw, and then lost, and then fought Logan Paul, and then fought Floyd, and I mean...
He beat Floyd.
He beat Floyd, right? I guess that's his win.
8-0.
Yeah, he shut out Floyd Mayweather.
Shut him out.
And then, he hasn't fought since then. So it's been over 2 years now since he last fought. I mean, people are backing Logan. He's a favorite for this fight, mainly just because of his fight experience and what we've seen. He's also the bigger guy. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I personally believe he's going to let his hands go a lot more this fight. His...
Finally,
yeah. Like, his previous fights, mostly... Let's exclude the Floyd fight. Back to the KSI fights. His biggest... con, his biggest weakness during those fights was the fact that he had such low output, especially that rematch when they fought back in 2019. He just lacked the ability to just throw, and it was mainly because he was scared, he was nervous, he was going to get countered. But for this fight, I don't think he respects Dillon enough to cower out and not throw punches. I think he's coming in there with the mentality that, oh, I'm stronger than him. I hit harder. I'm just a better guy. So fight night is going to come in, and I think he's going to be full of confidence. I don't think the lights or anything are going to get to him or the opponent. So I think he's going to let his hands go a bit more, be more active, be a bit more rough in there. So I'm interested to see how Dillon reacts to this, to reacts to this different kind of Logan that I believe we're going to see on Saturday. Regardless, in my heart, I want Dillon Danis to win. I want Dillon to win. Something about him. I've said it before. If Dillon wins, Dillon winning is better for influencer boxing than Logan Paul winning.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Dillon's able to pull it out of his ass, I'm hoping he took the camp super serious, Then again, it's Dillon Danis. We don't know, we don't know. But, even though Logan had all the momentum, all the things going for him to win, I'm still pulling for Dillon Danis.
You ready for Dillon?
I'm pulling for Dildo Danis, man.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'll speak on that before I give my prediction. Yes, if Dillon Danis were to come out victorious, especially if you were to knock him out or have Logan from ring post to ring post, yeah, most definitely. I think this would be a huge for influencer boxing, just the whole scene in general. I think there'd be a lot more eyes on there. And I think Dillon Danis would continue to fight. I would say... KSI would want to fight him next if he comes out victorious. Jake Paul will definitely want to call him out, avenge his brother and whatnot. But yeah, that's interesting. Just to dabble in that. But to be honest, Just like I think Dillon Danis and Dillon Danis' team is doing the exact same thing as what Charlo and Charles' team did. Sell us on a dream. I think that's what it is. I think at the end of the day, we have to remember and think that at the end of the day, Dillon hasn't fought in so long. I think he's become more, instead of a fighter, become more of an internet troll. I think that's what it is. Yes, we do not know where Dillon Danis is training, what gym he's going to, who his coach is. Does he even have a coach? I don't even know if he even has a coach. So yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they've done a tremendous job of marketing this fight very well. Poor Nina, she's been caught on the crossroads of this, but it's helped Dillon and his team get to the position where they're at today. I think Logan, not much of a trash talker. He's not really good at trash talking. I think he is going to do most of the talking in the ring. I think he has to, as a man. He kind of has to get his get back. He's going to have to get his get back. And yeah, I think it's really fight week. I think Logan should win, to be honest. I think he's going to be mostly trying to box him, but I think at the end, though, I think he's going to try to hurt him, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he's really going to try to hurt Dillon, get his get back, and I kind of see Logan winning, to be honest. I see Logan Paul winning by TKO, KO, or in spectacular fashion, something like that.
Wow, yeah. Interesting. Wow, okay, so I think Pablo's right. I think in Logan Paul's mind, he isn't scared of Dillon Danis. I think in his fight with KSI, I think he was a bit nervous, kind of unsure what was going on, and that halted him from actually letting his punches go. So I think coming into a fight with Dillon Danis, especially the fact that Dillon Danis has been absolutely trashing his wife or his future wife,
wifey.
Yeah, he's definitely has a lot of emotions, right, for Dillon Danis. He wants to hurt him, and he's not scared of him. And so, yes, I do think Logan Paul is going to let his hands go in the fight. I think we're going to see the best Logan Paul we've seen so far. However, I think in every single one of Logan's fights, he gasses out.
He does gas
in
out.
The later end.
He's got big biceps.
He's just too big. Yeah. He has too much muscle mass. That's what happens. That's one of the cons of having muscles. Yeah, you look good, Logan. Everyone will give it to you. But guess what? You can't hold that much oxygen in those muscles, man. You know what I'm saying? That you gas out a lot of lactic acid in there. So I think this is my prediction for how the fight plays out. It starts. Logan Paul is gonna come out strong. Ooh. Just like he did it in the fight with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Remember that first round?
At the end?
Closing seconds? Crazy. Even the first KSI fight, yeah. He's going to come out very, very strong. Like I said, a lot of emotions, not scared of his opponent. He's going to go for him. And he's going to land some big shots. I think he's going to have Dillon Danis, I don't know if he's going to have him rocked, but he's definitely going to land clean, solid shots on Dillon Danis' chin.
You think underneath his breath, sorry to cut you off, but you think underneath his breath he's going to be like, this is for Nina.
Yeah, right, yeah. He's angry, man. He's going to let his hands go. I truly believe that. He's going to let his hands go. Boom. I think that's going to happen for the first, it's going 6 rounds, right? Or 8?
6, I believe.
I think it's going 6. So, I think the first 3 rounds, he's just going to be completely destroying Dillon. Just easily throwing a lot of punches and just hitting him clearly. But Dillon Danis got a big-ass head, man. And I think he can take a punch. I do think he can take a punch. And I don't think Logan hits particularly hard either. A lot of muscle. Way too much muscle. So I think that, he might rock him a little bit. He might have him, it might swell up his eye. But he's not going to stop him. He's not going to knock him out. So then, once we get into the second part of the fight, Logan Paul is going to go down in activity. He's going to go down in everything. In footwork, he's just going to be flat-footed, hands down. He likes to have his hands down. That's going to be good for Dillon. Dillon, he comes from jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a very cardio-based sport. A lot of they be rolling around in their mats for, a long time. So do not, and another thing, he is a world-class jiu-jitsu, right? For years, he's been training this sport. His cardio is gonna be on point. He has amazing cardio. He's gonna be able to weather the storm. And then once we get to the 4th, all the way to the 6th, Dillon Danis is gonna start wailing on Logan Paul. Too tired. We've seen it in every single fight. Logan just gasses out, man. He just gasses out. He can't hold the activity for the whole fight. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Dillon Danis is gonna start coming on, and he's gonna start coming on strong. And I don't see him knocking him out either. So if I give my prediction, I'm going for Dillon Danis. Yeah.
Dang, I thought you were going to say draw.
It could be a draw, honestly. It could be a draw. But I don't want to say draw because that is going to be a draw. Don't even want to put it out there. I don't want no draw. I want a winner. So I think Dillon Danis will win. You know, it's just too much muscle mass. That's what I think is going to be Logan's downfall. Not enough cardio. He's going to completely gas out, especially with so much emotions. Just because, you know, he's going to be mad. Throw a lot of punches and a lot of hard punches. He's going to be trying to knock out Dillon's head.
Yeah.
You know, and that takes so much energy away from you.
That's true.
So, he's just going to gas out, and Dillon Danis is going to come on strong.
Yeah, but we also got to keep in mind what you said, a world champion jiu-jitsu fighter.
Yeah.
Is fighting in a boxing match against a boxer.
Against a WWE star.
In a WWE star.
Man, Logan Paul, you know, he's just an athletic guy, you know, with some PEDs in his system. Man, he ain't special. Give me PEDs. See how I perform. What the hell? I could do WWE. What the...
How good is Dillon Danis' boxing skills?
We don't know.
We really don't know. We don't know.
No.
And for the first time in a big stage like this, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think... Another thing... Dillon Danis is an athlete, okay? He is a fighter. In jiu-jitsu, yes, it's not a combat sport, but it's fucking competitive. Like, it's hella competitive.
Oh, most definitely. I'm not saying
you know
that.
What I'm saying? Yeah. He's versed the best of the best in jiu-jitsu. I'm talking guys like Gordon Ryan, who is regarded as all-time the greatest jiu-jitsu fighter of all time. Like, he's the best, the GOAT. He's wrestled him. I'd definitely be more nervous wrestling somebody regarded as the greatest of all time than a steroid head using wrestler
it's not
who
confirmed.
hasn't fought in
It's not confirmed.
3 years. You know? So, like, I understand, yeah, Dillon Danis doesn't, but I don't think he needs to be a master boxer. I don't think he needs master striking to beat a guy like Logan Paul. I don't believe so.
That's true. I mean, it's interesting to see if it's something that you're not even accustomed to doing. That's not even like your main martial art. You know, you might feel like a fish out of water, especially on a stage like that against a guy who you've been talking smack about his wife. It's possible that Logan Paul might not even box, but he might just all 6-8 rounds, however long the fight is. He's just gonna go at Dillon Danis, and how is Dillon Danis gonna be able to?
That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna go at him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna box him at all.
You don't think so at all?
No, absolutely not. I think Logan Paul, look, all the trash talking he's had to endure, the internet completely shitting on him and saying he's losing the fight already and all this stuff, talking about his fiance. He's gonna go in there with the intention of knocking out Dillon Danis. Clenched fist in those gloves, swinging with everything he's got.
Yeah.
And he's going to tire out.
Man, it's just that with Dillon Danis, it's kind of like hit or miss, you know what I'm saying? He's been trolling for so long, and yeah, I don't know. I still think that he's still selling us on a dream, really.
Yeah, well, I think Logan Paul, he's always had this flaw. You know, he always just gets tired. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
Well, we got 2-1 for this one. 2 Dillon Danis, 1 Logan Paul. Let's see how that goes on Saturday. But now going to the main event, the main highlight of this card, you know, or you could say on paper, the main highlight of this card. We got KSI versus Tommy Fury. Now, this one's a big one because I believe this one has a lot more at stake. Because, you know, we have KSI who's, he didn't really have to even take this fight, to be honest, against Tommy. But he's trying to prove something, you know. Oh, I can beat the guy who beat Jake Paul. And I guess with that logic, oh, Jake Paul can't beat me or whatever. I'm better than Jake Paul, you know. That's the logic I feel he's trying, or the narrative he's trying to go for.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas Tommy, on the other hand, just looking for, I don't know. I don't know what this does for Tommy, you know. He wins.
Money.
I mean, yes, it's money. But at the end of the day, I guess, yeah, that's the most important thing for him. He does not care about legacy or fighting these influencers, you know. The money, if the money's right, he's a Fury, you know. They're going to go for the money. But regarding this, you know, KSI during this whole entire build-up has even told Tommy himself, especially during that face-to-face, how he's just going to go in there to just try to bang with him. You know, just going to be up in his face and just trying to, you know, swing. And I believe that's the right approach that KSI has to do because, let's face it, he's not the best boxer. He's not going to outbox Tommy Fury. If he tries to, Tommy Fury just going to eat him up, you know. Exactly how we did against Jake. Even worse, maybe. So I think this is the right approach to try to get in close and just try to bang with him, you know, because we all know KSI has power, and I believe he has more power than Jake Paul. He also is a lot more confident in the ring. You could tell he's a lot more, he's more of himself, you know, more of a flow state when he's inside the ring. So I think their best plan is to get inside and try to bang it out and just try to maybe just get that knockout with that right hand that he has. So for KSI's standpoint, that's the best game plan. For Tommy's, it's just to be on the outside, just jabbing him and working him with combination, just boxing him really. But my predictions. Now this one, you know, I've had time to think about this one. You know, I've pondered many nights, sleepless nights in fact, looking at the moon, at the stars, thinking, what is this fight going to be? And I've come to a conclusion.
What is it?
This is based off my unbiased prediction. I believe Tommy Fury is going to knock him out.
Knockout?
I think Tommy Fury is going to knock out KSI.
What round?
I don't know what round.
This one's going 8, no?
It's going 6.
Really? I thought this was...
Or 6 or 8. I think it's 6. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
Regardless, it don't matter. We're not going to see the scorecards being read out. I believe Tommy Fury is knocking out KSI.
Damn.
I just believe, before I pass it on, I just believe KSI lacks a lot of fundamentals, and one of those fundamentals being his defense. And I mean, if he makes a lot of mistakes when swinging, makes a lot of mistakes doing a lot of basic things, so Tommy Fury has to capitalize on this. I think his team knows that he has every chance to capitalize on this. You know, KSI is going to give him the opportunities for the knockout, and it's just up to Tommy to take advantage of that. So, based on what I've seen from both fighters, yes, I believe Tommy Fury is knocking out KSI.
Wow, that's a strong prediction. I don't think anyone has a stronger prediction other than that. Well, Pablo, just like you, one of those sleepless nights where I couldn't. I was tossing and turning up late at night. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this not too long ago. Yeah, now that it's come to fight week, for the longest time I've always had that KSI was gonna win. KSI is gonna be too much, but to be honest, now that I'm looking at it, now that the fight is upon us, I really think Tommy's gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout though. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think it's gonna be a UD decision, similar to what the scorecards were when he fought Jake. I think Tom is really just gonna be boxing a lot more, looking pretty. I don't think he's gonna have too much power in his punches. I think he's gonna be focusing more on speed and accuracy, accuracy to help him win the fight. Yeah, I just think KSI is a dog. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that he has too many flaws that haven't been corrected. One of the videos I saw him punching the big bag, it was just to focus on power punches. And yes, it's possible that it must have been after a heavy workout or whatever, but KSI was throwing those punches from his chest, you know what I'm saying, or very wide, looping punches. You know, no technique, no remembering to bring your hands right back up to your face. It was right back to his tits, right back to his chest. Yeah, man, I think by now he should have been a lot more better with that. And yeah, I just think there's too many flaws. Tommy has too much experience. He comes from a family that has been doing that for quite some time now. His brother is a heavyweight world champion. You know, that's XP that he's learning just being around him, being just training with him. Yeah, and I think Tommy by decision.
Yeah. I got Tommy as well. I have Tommy. I think that KSI, just like you said, just like Pablo said, his flaws are apparent, man. Like he's gonna sacrifice his position and his defense to try to land a big shot, and that's just not gonna work, man. It doesn't work with everybody. Like he has too much over reliance on those punches. And he hasn't tried to correct them because I'm guessing in his mind he's like, well, it's not broken, don't fix it. Yes, that is true. However, you're going up in the world, right? You're going up against fighters who are getting better and better, and first of all, you're not improving. That's the first thing. But second of all, people are telling you like, yeah, you can't do this forever, man. You can't be swinging wildly and just relying on your power to save you forever because it's just not gonna work. So I just think KSI is just gonna try to do that. That's one of his keys to victory. Definitely is try to make it rough. You know, do not get into a boxing match. That'd be the worst. That's KSI's worst nightmare. He does not want to get in a boxing match with Tommy Fury. Superior jab, superior footwork, superior speed, everything. Tommy just completely wipes the floor with him in pure boxing. So KSI has to make it. He has to find the perfect balance. He has to make it rough enough and messy enough to where it's not boxing, but he also doesn't want to get too wild and don't lean too much into it to where he's throwing super wide punches, getting so much out of position completely with his hands down, where he gives Tommy the opportunity to just counter him. So he has to. It is a very difficult task to ask for someone like KSI, who's so one-dimensional, you know. And we've seen as well. He's not trying to work on his other stuff. He's just trying to work simply on the power. So, I think it's just going to be too easy for Tommy. Like, it's just too telegraphed. He knows exactly what he's getting. Superior jab, longer distance, longer range. He's been doing this for much, much longer than KSI. I think Tommy Fury should not edge out. It should be a clear Tommy Fury victory. I give it UD.
Here's the thing. You know, I'm saying Tommy Fury. I think he's gonna win, but I want KSI to win. That's the thing. I want KSI to win. KSI winning is a lot better for influencer boxing than Tommy Fury winning in my eyes, and that's why I want KSI to win. If he wins on Saturday, I'm gonna be happy. If Tommy Fury wins, I'm gonna still be happy because I got my prediction right. Yeah. But regardless, I want KSI to win. But like everything you mentioned, everything we talked about, I just see Tommy Fury just beating him. But the thing is, I will give KSI this. I believe he's going to show more confidence or even more balls than what Jake Paul did when Jake fought Tommy. He's at least going to try to go out, and if he does go out, he's going to go out on the shield. I believe he's going to go out, you know, to just go and just put everything on the line on this fight. Unlike Jake, who, you know, was really, you could tell was clearly hesitant a lot of the time, very uncomfortable at moments. And sometimes we didn't throw back, you know, didn't know how to deal with some of the things that Tommy was throwing. Whereas I think KSI is going to be a lot more ballsy with the things he does. He's going to risk a lot more to try to receive the rewards that he's looking for. I just think he's going to come out short, and I think that's maybe the reason why he's going to get sparked out.
Yeah, of all the things that KSI is, cowardly is the last of them. Yeah. You know, he is definitely not going to let someone just completely embarrass him. So even if this fight starts going clearly, which I believe, clearly in the direction of Tommy Fury, KSI is always going to be dangerous, and he's always going to be trying to land a punch. And that's, at the end of the day, that's really all you can ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's still going in there, he's still trying to land a punch, you know, respect to him. I just don't think he has the necessary skills to step up to Tommy Fury's level. I think Tommy Fury's level is clearly above KSI. I think even KSI's biggest supporters would say Tommy Fury has better boxing. They're just hoping that their god can land the touch of death and just completely knock him out of the world, which I don't believe is going to happen. You know, even if he lands a right hand, he's not gonna knock out Tommy Fury, man. Like, people act like KSI is some sort of Deontay Wilder. You know, he's not Deontay Wilder. He's an amateur boxer. He does have power because he throws from back here. You know, so you're gonna generate a decent amount of power. But he's not a Deontay Wilder. He's not, you know, George Foreman. He's none of these guys. He's just an amateur boxer who swings wildly. I think if he lands a punch, great. You know, he might be able to. It might get Tommy Fury's attention. You know, but I don't think it's gonna knock him out.
You don't think you can hurt him?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt in my mind that KSI couldn't hurt him. He's not. It's not like he's incapable of hurting. He definitely has power, but not enough to where he can just solely rely on that.
One punch KO.
Yeah, it's like he can't rely on a one punch KO, which I think his supporters think he can and he will. Like, no.
If imagine hypothetically, let's say when KSI fought Fournier, you know how he knocked him out with the elbow. Let's say he knocked him out with the right hand. Would your predictions have been different for this fight?
No, not really. Fournier is Fournier, man. I think even in the face-to-face they talked about Fournier. And Tommy was all like, my grandmother could be Fournier. And Fournier looked horrible in there. Let's just be honest. We can be honest.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with telling the truth. The truth is, Fournier is not really a boxer.
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Some DJ, I think, or some. I don't even know what he is. He looked out of shape. He didn't look even strong. He looked scared in there as well. And he just got eaten up. And then on top of that, he also got knocked out with the elbow. So that's just like the cherry on top, man. Like, it's like that was a bad night for him. I guess the money, so not all bad, but you know, no, I don't think that would have changed my prediction for this fight, regardless of whether or not it was an actual right hand or an elbow. I think it showed us exactly the exact same KSI. Super reliant on the right hands and power punches. I guess it showed a little bit more of his jumping type of style, but nothing crazy or nothing out of the ordinary. I think same old KSI knocked out a 40-year-old. Congratulations. You're not going to be able to knock out a young, hungry boxer like Tommy Fury.
Yeah, I think the exact same way. Even if that elbow was a right hand, my prediction wouldn't change for this fight. I think Tommy Fury just, like I said, too much experience. Has been doing this for a very long time. KSI has been continuing to throw the right hand, overlooping right hand for a very long time. That hasn't changed. That's not going to change in this fight. Yeah, I just think Tommy Fury has a great team behind him. I think they'll be able to expose that very, very easily. I think from the very get-go. I think so. But one thing, though, I want to highlight what you said, was that you said trying, and that's another thing. KSI, I think, is gonna perform better. I think Tommy Fury is gonna have a harder fight fighting KSI than what he did against Jake, because it's that key word, trying. KSI, even if KSI is throwing the right hand, best believe he's gonna continue to try to throw and continue to try in some way, shape, or form, try to land that overhand right hand.
Yeah,
you know
he ain't gonna stop.
He's not gonna stop. He's not gonna cower out. He's not gonna be like, oh well, I can't land. You know what I'm saying? Well, a decision is okay. He's gonna be like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna try to continue to see if I'm able to land this right hand. And so, you know, just as long as Tommy is on his P's and Q's, he should still win. But you know, the KSI still has that dog in him. Don't get it twisted. But that's how we have it.
Yeah, so we have, 3 for Tommy Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, so out of all the cards, I think we just disagreed maybe on like 2 of them.
Salt Papi and
the Dillon and Logan.
The Dillon and Logan, yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so, going back to the KSI thing, yes, I hope he wins, you know.
Yeah.
I really hope he wins, you know. It would be good for the scene if he wins, for the influencer scene.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd do if he loses.
If he loses, yeah, that's a whole different, boat that he gets onto.
Yeah, because he's always just been talking about, once I fight Jake, then I'm out.
Yeah, and he's also been saying, like, I can't lose.
And then, I can't lose.
Like, I you know, his mindset is elite, you know. As a fighter, you have to believe those things. But hypothetically, let's say he loses, well, what's next for KSI?
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, we'll have to see. But we'll all find out on Saturday. You know,
The 14th October.
Yes, the prime card commences, and it's gonna be easily the biggest influencer night of all time as of right now. You know, no other card is gonna compare to this one.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be thoroughly entertained throughout the whole card.
Yeah, easily. Oh yeah,
those are my expectations.
Yeah, I think everyone has that expectations because they've hyped it up and they put these fights in that are meant to be as entertaining as they can possibly be, you know, from the very beginning all the way to the end. So it's all good, all in good nature. A lot of people are going to be tuning in, pay-per-view on the zone. So yeah, I'm excited for this Saturday. And you know, next podcast we'll be talking about our thoughts on the event. So yeah, if we got it right, you know, hopefully I go.
Maybe we go 0 for.
Everything went out the window.
All our predictions are wrong. Like
the comments be like casual.
They're just gonna flame us, saying we ain't never gotten in the ring before. And you don't know shit about boxing, man. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see how that goes. Do we want to move on or do we want to cut it off? We cut it off. Yeah, we're going on for an hour now. But yeah, you guys in the comments, let us know who do you guys give us your guys' prediction. But most importantly, who do you guys got in the double main event? We're very curious to see what you guys think about this. Not only just main event, but also just this card in general. Yeah, so please, or even look at it in the description below in our Discord as well. Until then, it's been your boy Ruda,
Pablo,
Asa L,
and this has been the Last Round Boxing Podcast. Peace.